So, to get into using your media, there's a lot of obvious reasons why it's a good idea to use copyright-free or Creative Commons media. The first one being foremost protection from legal liability. You can use, a little bit of a textbook or something, but once you start putting something online, there's issues with putting copyrighted material up there. So generally, if you can get copyright-free music, even videos, and images and things, especially for digital stories, you can get them from these online sources and share with other independent artists and protect yourself from liability. Here's a little video that will kind of exemplify this point.
So, explain to me again why, after knowing you for so long, I had to book a month in advance just to catch up for a coffee.
Going out in public is so hard these days.
What? Why?
Because I'm famous now. I'm like fully a celebrity and everything. I have fans. They love me. I can probably get us a free lunch because I'm so famous.
You are not famous.
Uh-huh. My first album, the best album in the world, has been in the Jamendo popular albums for weeks.
Jamendo?
You never were cool, were you? It's a music download site that lets musicians put their songs out under Creative Commons licenses so people can share them. Which means more people download it, so more people hear it, so more fans for me! If that's even possible. By the way, if you give me $50, I'll autograph your face.
Thanks? So, does Jamendo use the new extended metadata protocols implemented through the Creative Commons license generator?
Extend the what in there?
Why don't I just show you?
Where have you taken me, Mayor? I hope there are no paparazzi. I'm not wearing my sunglasses.
We're inside the Creative Commons. Everything here people can share. Stories, photos, websites, movies and sounds. You can tell, they all have the CC license symbols.
Oh, pretty.
But you're still in control. See, you can let people use your stuff for non-commercial purposes, or only if they don't change it, or only if they share it with others. And they always have to credit you. And the CC website helps you to work out which license is best for you. And it lets you add information about the thing that you're licensing so that that information goes wherever your work goes. See? You can add stuff like your name and how to get in contact with you if they want to do stuff that the license doesn't allow.
So my name goes wherever my album does. No matter how many times it's downloaded?
Yep.
That means that everyone will know my name. Everyone will know my songs. I will achieve world domination! I should probably get a crown. Oh, and a corgi. What?
Better?
Flick! What are you doing here?
I've almost finished our new film. I just came to find a few final photos from Flickr.
Hey! Who's this?
This is Flick, my fan and collaborator.
A few months back, I was looking on Jamendo for songs for my school film project. I came across one of Bettel's, which was perfect. So I emailed Bettel and she liked my film so much that we started working together.
Flick's just finished our new one. We're gonna premiere it on Revel. And we're gonna make loads of money.
But don't you give your stuff away for free? How are you going to make money off it?
Just because we're letting people use our stuff doesn't mean we can't make money off it.
Like on Revel. It's a video sharing site that puts ads into your video and you get some of the money. So the more people that watch it, the more money we get.
And that's why my album is on Jamendo. People can share my music for free under the CC license. But if they want to use it to make money, say on TV or radio, they need to pay. The site lets them do that.
And there are lots of other sites that let you make money off your CC works.
Pretty soon, everyone will use our stuff. Every film, every advertisement, every home DVD. I will be rich. They'll all scream my name. The world will be mine!
Oh, don't we just take it one step at a time, hey?
Oh, I completely agree, Flick. Hey, Mayor.
Yes, Bettel?
You owe me $50.
So that's just kind of a nice visual interpretation of how the Creative Commons works. They described a couple of the resources that I'm going to go over: Jamendo for music and Flickr for images. And they also talk about the different types of Creative Commons licenses being, you know, usually they just require attribution, so you just put the person's name in the credits who you got it from. Sometimes they say non-commercial, which generally we're talking about non-commercial academic things in here. And sometimes they don't want you to alter their material if it says no derivs, no alterations. That was produced for the Queensland University of Technology in Australia. All right. So if you have the time, it's always kind of better to get to create your own media, because then you kind of get it exactly the way you want it. Sometimes you can find the perfect pictures and things on Creative Commons resources, but generally I recommend trying to learn how to fish rather than, you know, just giving you a fish. So the first step of capturing your own media is the planning stage, which is really important, and a lot of people tend to want to skip over this and just go out with a camera and just capture. But you'll get a lot better final result if you plan out, if they're going to have dialogue, you want to script it out. If you're going to have video shots, you want to do storyboarding, so you kind of know going in how you want it to look, and then it'll come out how you want it to look. You won't have so many surprises. You want to keep the big picture in mind the whole time you're doing it, which this means, like, from beginning to end, you're going to plan, capture your material, then do the post-production editing. And so when you go to do your editing, it depends on what type of footage you've got, what type of software you're going to use, how big of a hard drive you need. That kind of thing means that you sort of have to plan out the whole thing from the beginning so that you don't, again, run into nasty surprises. But basically, after you plan it out, you go to record. Like I said, if you don't have your own camera, we have equipment loan at EHE and at Central Classrooms that I'll go over later. But when you're recording, basically you want to have usually as much light as you can, adequate lighting. Nobody likes to watch dark videos. Make sure you have adequate audio. A lot of people neglect to check the audio levels on the camera. They might not have any audio at all, or they might have really low audio. So you want to make sure you're getting decent audio, which generally is achieved by keeping the camera as close to your audio source as you can. You know, these have like a 10, 15 foot range on them for optimal audio. Use a tripod when you can. You can rent out tripods, and gives you a much nicer, steady shot. People are out there with their phones, and generally people just don't want to watch that because it's too shaky. Keep an eye on your battery life, or use extension cords and power adapters. You don't want your battery to die when you're in the middle of a shoot and you've got other people involved. That can be another bad surprise, so avoid that. And then when you go to edit, which I can actually show you a little bit in iMovie on here, iMovie Final Cut Pro would be what you would use on a Mac. If you have a PC, you can get Windows Live Movie Maker. That's a free download for Windows. And Microsoft Photo Story is another really easy to use free resource for PC, where you just drop in the photos, the voiceover, and music. Depending on, you know, your budget and your time budget, if you want to go with the simpler software, the more advanced stuff, You can also go to places like the Digital Union, and they have all this types of software and people there who know how to use it, who can help you, or you can set up consultations with us here in EHE. If you're going to be filming people and putting it online, you have to have them sign a consent form so you don't get sued. There's one for adults and one for minors. For minors, you have to have their parent or guardian sign it. That's really important so you don't get into problems with that. FERPA is another thing to keep an eye on. We basically just don't put students' academic information, addresses, phone numbers, things like that, or people get upset. And just generally for accessibility, you want to try to caption everything. Ken Petrie does workshops on captioning for the Digital Union. YouTube has an auto caption feature now, but it's not quite accurate. But you can fix them in that, but that's a whole nother ballgame. So moving on. I spoke a little bit about these equipment loan resources, and I can put this PowerPoint up on our wiki, but in the basement of the Central Classrooms building, there are cameras, laptops, projectors, mixers, microphones, everything that you need to check out to do your multimedia setup. EHE has similar equipment. There are external sources where you can check out really fancy equipment, nice cameras and tripods and things, but they will cost you a daily fee. So this is probably the best resource that I use all the time, is the Digital Storytelling's collection of resources for Creative Commons and copyright-free media. Just to show you that real quick, it's really nice, organized into actual digital storytelling kind of places where you can get information, inspiration rather, watching other people's digital stories and learning how to write your stories and storyboard them and all that. All your images, audio, video, copyright information, and tutorials and things. There are plentiful bounty of resources here within these links, but I have my few favorites that I've selected to show you. And we'll go over those in a second. Let'sCC.net is another good amalgamator. It just lets you search all the Creative Commons websites for the type of media that you want. And so I think I'll go over Flickr real quick just to show you the Flickr Creative Commons. So I usually just go to the attribution license one, say see more. This is not like entirely intuitive how to get to it, because you're like clicking up here, clicking here, so you have to go to see more, and then you get to the search. So anything that you might want in your thing, say we were looking for Neanderthals. Here you have dinosaurs and cavemen. There's a Neanderthal. Click on him. So you want to use this photo in your digital story. You go to actions. This is not entirely intuitive because basically you're looking for a download link. Zoom into it here. You have to go to view all sizes. And this is always a good practice because then you can get the highest resolution one. You know, this is way too big to see, even bigger than HD size here. But you can always size things down and not lose quality. But when you start sizing things up from low res, low pixel images is when you start getting pixelation, things you don't want in your video. So you get to this with all sizes, and then you can just right click on it, save your image. Pretty easy internet stuff. I would like to show you Flickr. This other Creative Commons is pretty much the same thing. Jamendo is a really awesome website for getting Creative Commons music as those little animated characters we were talking about. And so when you have music in a digital story, it's a good idea to try to have it be instrumental and fairly simplistic, because you want to add a mood to the story but not distract away from the actual content of the story. You generally want people to listen to your voice and look at the pictures, so a little bit of music really helps to bring up the production quality, kind of make it more entertaining and set the sort of mood that you're going for. But you really don't want to have lyrics, because that's just going to confuse people when they're trying to listen to your voice and the lyrics. So when I go onto Jamendo, I generally search for instrumental music or ambient music. Sometimes if you put in a soundtrack or something, you might have a particular classical guitar is the one I just came up with. But it's got all these genres. So you can pretty much find something that's specifically tailored to your type of story you're trying to do. Whether it be a world music thing, or the ambient ones are always good, soft piano, Just kind of browse through them. To pick one, I'll try the ambient ones. And I'll show you how, when you click on an album, you've got your tracks here. You can listen to everything. You can download everything for free. So you find something that suits your piece, and then you just click download. You can download the whole album, just the track you want. Doesn't require any kind of login or anything, so really nice website. That's Jamendo. And I've also got Freesoundorg for sound effects. This is a really great resource that I use a lot. It's kind of like beyond when you've got your pictures, your music, and you want to get some sound effects. Sometimes ambient sound effects, like in the Neanderthal one that we watched, they had that alarm going off sound, and it kind of brings a more interactive sort of feel to it. But if you just search for sound effects, free sound effects online, you'll find a lot of websites. A lot of them are riddled with ads and viruses, and they just have terrible sound effects. Freesound.org is really the best one. It does require a login, but it's a free account, so it takes 30 seconds to set up. I've got my free account here. And then you can search for sound effects. Sometimes if you have outdoor scenes in your digital story, to have a little bit of ambient, like birds chirping or crickets or this or that, really brings a nice ambient, immersive type of feeling to the video. So let's see, say we want dogs barking. You just search that, and you can see lots and lots of different choices. Good variety of sounds. You got your little play button there. You might think that sounds too yippy or something, so you can really get exactly what you want. Just click on it and download it. So pretty simple. Save file, just like that. If you want to get some Creative Commons video clips, the Let's CC one will do that. This is the Prelinger archive. It's a bit harder to find video clips that are going to be specific to your project that are copyright free. Generally, people who are making videos, they want to sell them to you. But there are some stock footage and some things that are older, so they're beyond copyright already. That on the Prelinger archive, open source movies, I can show you a little bit of these. So say we're looking for an academic subject on here. That other video was kind of dealing with archaeology. See if I can spell archaeology. Nope. Anthropology, actually. All right. I think this is music. That's music. This is a book. I don't know if, okay, maybe I'll try that other link to go specifically for video, open source movies, community video. You never know what you're going to find on here. There's thousands and thousands of videos. Okay, so here's anthropology of religion. That sounds interesting. Wow, yeah, there's a lot of stuff on here, actually. There's a good chance you can find what you're looking for on here, or you can video record yourself, or, you know, guest speakers. Just curious to see what this is now. The Anthropology of Religion from Utah State University. I wonder what year this is from. So this looks like some guys, some professor from Utah State's sort of teaching. Quality is not ideal, but you know, you can search until you find something better. And you can download nice variety of formats on here. Usually QuickTime will go straight into iMovie. MPEG-4 will go into iMovie, but maybe it'll be less quality. And I can actually show you a little bit of iMovie so you can get a feel for how you assemble images and sounds and things in there. First, I'll show you a couple more resources because there are a lot of resources for this, and I've gone through a lot of them over the years. Say you want to rip a video from YouTube. If you just go into Google and put rip video from YouTube, you're going to find a lot of rippers. A lot of them you do not want to use because they're illegal. They put viruses on your computer. MediaConverter.org is a good, tried and true, reliable, safe one that I've used a lot. This is cool because you can enter a link from a YouTube video and download it. You can also upload your own file and convert it right online, up to 100 megabytes per file, I think. You get a lot of different options for formats. It's all free, doesn't require a login. You can get like a pro account if you want to pay for it. So what I do is go to YouTube, find your, you can get a lot of copyrighted stuff from YouTube. I wouldn't recommend doing that. But a lot of stuff is just people just upload it. They don't particularly care if you use it. It's a good idea to ask for permission though. Let's say you find something about anthropology that you want to use a little clip of in your video. Here's a short video about anthropology. Pretty cool. Copy the URL. Come back to MediaConverter.org. Go to enter a link. Paste in the link. OK. This is the part that people kind of get confused about. You have to go to the next step to get to this. As far as video formats, you have some options. A lot of these ones will drop into iMovie, but you want to go for the highest resolution possible. If you're just getting a song off of here, you can just get MP3. With a pro account, you can get higher quality, but I generally don't pay for these accounts when you can get a pretty decent file for free. This one, it says Mac Linux MP4, but I I think this is cross-platform as long as you have, if you have iMovie, obviously you're on a Mac, but if you have QuickTime, you can play it. If you have QuickTime on a PC, you can drop it into Windows Live Movie Maker. But without getting too technical with the jargon, you pick that one and click Start Conversion. And it doesn't always work, which is why I have the other resource there. It's working. This, you have to be patient with this, but I'm not going to wait for it right now. But this little blue bar goes across as it's downloading and converting the video straight from YouTube. And then a download link appears right here, lets you download it. You only get 5 per day with the free account, with the free version. It's not an account, but there's that. And the other one here, Keepvid, works in a similar fashion. Sometimes they require a Java applet or something for your browser. You just click Allow, install the little plugin, and you're good to go to rip from YouTube with those. Media Converter and Keepvid are the two that I would recommend, though. Handbrake, this is for ripping from DVDs. You can also use it for conversion of video files. It's a good free video converter and DVD ripper. It's also cross-platform, so you can download it, use it on a Mac or a PC. We have this in all of our labs and highly recommend it. Okay, so I think now we're ready to jump into iMovie and do a quick little story intro. iMovie used to come standard with all Macs. Actually, the entire iLife suite, iMovie for making movies, GarageBand for making your own audio loops or recording audio, and then the DVD burning software, iDVD, the whole suite. But now they're sold individually, so you can just pay. It's like, is it like $15 or something? It's pretty affordable, I think. You can just install iMovie, but for all the Macs that it comes standard on, you've got iMovie interface right here. Do you want to? Yeah, I'll just show you kind of a real simple way to drop in some photos and voiceover, just to kind of give you an idea just how easy it is. I mean, the video editing software gets complex. You have a lot of different formats you're dealing with, but you can do it very basically too. So you get your images, either you shoot your images or get them online. I've got a couple of things here. Let's see if it'll take a Photoshop document. No, I'm gonna have to go with some JPEGs. Okay, I've got some JPEGs here. I always like the drag and drop method. Seems to be the easiest thing. You don't have to go through menus or anything. Technically, you know, you can bring photos in through iPhoto and then connect to iPhoto with the iMovie interface, the photo browser. But it seems to me, easiest way is just to drag and drop. So you drag your photos in here, you automatically have this nice Ken Burns effect, this little zoom effect that's happening here. That documentary feel. It just kind of does it randomly, so it's zooming out, zooming in. And if you click on this little gear thing here and go to the clip adjustments, video effect. Oh yeah, here's the Ken Burns thing. You can control what part of it goes to in that Ken Burns effect, the start of the image and the end of it with those two things. And you click done. I won't go so far into the mechanics of iMovie, but just to kind of really give you a basic idea, you can drop in some images, and then you want to put in your voiceover. So you've got an audio file from recording your voice, you can come to any one of the studios we have here or the Digital Union to record your voiceover once you have your script ready and everything. You can also record on your own computer. I talked a little bit about how it's important to use a nice quality mic with that. You can purchase a USB mic for about 30 bucks, or come and use a nice quiet studio here. But then once you've got your voiceover file, we'll pretend this is a voiceover. You can also drag and drop that into here. And this is really music, but that's basically all there is to it. A lot of times you want to put, just kind of showing you how you can change the lengths of things, because you want to make it where your voiceover matches up with the images. So you're talking about one thing, you're talking about something else when it goes to the next image. You got text effects in here, video effects, all kinds of fun things. You got credits. You can make your credits. So it's pretty easy to make fun, flashy things in here. But obviously, the digital storytelling workshops are 3 days long. It only takes a couple days to start using something like this, and especially if you have people helping you. So that's kind of the basics of that. And then you can share it, create your file, export using QuickTime, create a QuickTime file, or you can actually share it right to YouTube from here. You have to have a YouTube account. That's another free account. But let's see, I think I still have some more time. I've shown you all the resources. Just to kind of wrap up, the next steps in going forward, sometimes I guess it can be intimidating, you know, all this new technology, equipment, and software. But really, just to do a base level project, I've helped, you know, dozens of groups of people that have never used editing software before, have never used a camera before, can barely use the internet. And you know, just with a little bit of instruction, they're able to put together really nice academic or personal digital stories. So you kind of start small, start with a kind of a slideshow with music and voiceover. You can create really nice things. We're here for consultations to help people. I've got my email address, everett.63@OSU, and my phone number. So you, sir, you had a question?
How long would it take to put 20 pictures into a digital story and get the music? You said 2 days for the workshop, but if I had taken the workshop and I'm doing another one, about how long on average would it take to do 20 pictures?
Yeah, and you can do that pretty quickly. You know, I could do that in a matter of minutes, but if you have less experience with it, it kind of depends how complex you want to get with it. If you want to do just a base level kind of thing, gathering your pictures and writing up your story probably actually can take longer than actually assembling it in the software. So if you write out your story, what you want to say, you know, you edit it and things like that, record your voiceover, which sometimes can just take 10, 20 minutes, you know, if you are able to speak without messing it up too much. But then, you know, selecting your images, depending on the topic of your digital story, you might be able to, you might already have all these images of yourself or your family or history, whatever you're going with. If you have the images, if you're searching for the images, you know, it depends on the topic, whether you can find them easily. But I'd say generally within a few days, just depending on how much searching you have to do, you can find your materials, drop them in there. Now, I mean, ideally, you have individual pictures. They call it monkey see, monkey do. So when you're hearing your description of something, obviously you show a picture of that. Some people, you know, if it's just kind of a more amorphous, imaginative story, they might have pictures that kind of like represent an emotion or something, you know, that aren't like necessarily referring to something. And that kind of thing, you know, it doesn't really matter so much. You just kind of throw all the pictures in there. But yeah, you can do them fairly quickly, you know. You can also, I mean, if you want to shoot video, that kind of takes longer to edit and everything. But
What about I've got a single picture that different portions of it are part of my story? How will I focus in on those different portions of one image?
yeah, that's a good idea. I've seen some people that like to do like collages. It's just another way to represent, instead of the traditional like one picture after the other. You can, if you know how to use Photoshop or something like that, or you can have someone help you, you can put in a number of pictures, kind of move around the different pictures. What I was doing here, this Ken Burns effect, I think, yeah, you could sort of do something like that if you just copied and pasted this picture. So now we've got 3 instances of the picture. This one would be, oops. This one would be zooming into one part of it. This one would be zooming into another part of it. And you could do something like that. Yeah, that's a nice little technique that I've seen some people use before. So kind of nearing the end of our time here, but thanks for coming, and we're always open for future consultations, so thank you.